doesn't help in that particular rating. But nice little setup over towards ramp. Cat's actually found the kill on Refresh, trying to lurk outside, but Victoria plowing through to ramp and getting the double entry. Rotates are here for Team Loba, but they actually can't stop them. Can't whittle down the numbers before they drop down B.
Now making moves downstairs. And in this 3-on-4, this is looking so difficult for Loba to try and keep a hand over, especially as he's lost another player. But Acor pivots around with that USP, puts an end to Dosia, has a couple more speculative shots, but nothing's really sticking the landing. Loba, in the meanwhile, goes in for a frag, and suddenly everything is coming apart at the seams. It's a 1-on-1, but the time is so very low, and Acor doesn't have this no kit, even though he lands a nice headshot onto Kassad. It's a parting gift, and this is exactly what I was expecting to see from Loba. As I said, the man is fearless. He will push, he will hold W, but it's worked against him this time. Refresh, he'd read the script, he was waiting.
Yeah, reading it like a book. The over-rotates and pushing for information has been something that Loba have done consistently, and Kassad's found the kill on Henry as well, just clipping around the edge of the wall. And now a 5-on-3 that Letney will have to stand tall on. Molotov does significant damage, but Victoria labored spray, and no, not going to find it. Acor's as well struck with the AWP, so diving down the vent towards B is the bomb on on Dosia's back.
And the swarm of CT should be finding their way towards his position, not before he sprays down onto Cat. Had no idea, tries to pivot into Acor, gets found, and Refresh playing around the door. The time is so low once again, it looks like this could be yet another round for Dosia, and Refresh has forced him off the site and somehow survives as well with the Glock, goes in for the peak, wants to take down the CTs with him. They decided to get aggressive again. I love watching this from Team Dosia. Now, Victoria may have gone the way of extinction, but the rest of her team is still alive and kicking. It will be another post-plant. This has been very successful for Dosia so far, but there's now 5 players against them, all with weapons. Refresh doesn't quite connect the dots onto Henry G, and Legia puts him down to 2. Finished off by the molly and the flames. There's no reprieve for Henry. Loba around the corner, though, makes short work of Dosia before Letney finishes off the round. And finally, but Dosia being more methodical, slowing it down, waiting for the CTs to push into them, has worked out, but Loba now doubles up with Cat. Victoria deals the fatal damage onto Cat, but not before a 2-for-1 trade goes in favor of Loba.
Matter's only going to get worse. Refresh finds his kill, and Legia is lurking out onto the A bomb site. They're double pincering into A, and Acor none the wiser. Refresh, fast shot on the jump up, and Legia as well heard Letney drop out of heaven, so Loba's last man standing, 1-on-3, drops the bomb as well, and the Molotov will force him back. Using the door as a distraction, Legia thought he tried to vacate, so down to a 1-on-1, and Refresh is already low. Loba could certainly win this as the captain of the squad, leading from in front, and Refresh cannot reposition. Loba 1-on-3, no issue. If he can re-navigate over towards the other side of the red box, that would be ideal. Letney's not looking for it, and Refresh is. So a one and done, but
well placed flash. And meanwhile, hits 3 players on the team. That was over on ramp, which is Henry G's doing. And now with the M4, he'll get carved through by Victoria's AWP. Puts more pressure on Cat on 7 HP. But that is a bit of a concern, perhaps. That being said, though, it is a best of 3, so things could get better. Loba caught in the reload animation, and Dosia will oblige by pushing him down. Acor's not been checked, though. Could deny the bomb plant. There's one. There's a second as well with a no-scope, but Acor can now turn this around because they have to come into his domain, his layer. With the bomb being spilled down, Acor will have a chance to get more carnage here. And Victoria, oh, she's playing with fire. Yet to get burned, though. And one well-placed flash could be the complete difference maker on the approach right now. She doesn't even muster up the 1 frag, so Dosia just runs and guns. But now it's into Letney's arms. He's spoilt for choice and sprays down the middle, getting no kills, but a bit of damage done. Loba on the off angle is called upon once again, but the timing on that flash could not have been sweeter. Now it's Acor's turn, up on main. Fairly easy area to deal with, but no one's watching the vents. Henry, in the meanwhile, though, misses his chances. He had an opportunity to kill 2 players, and although all 3 are low, it doesn't matter because Dosia's put the bullet to the skull of Acor.
Not sure where I was going with Mind. But they are certainly throwing a hell of a lot of mine bullets at the Loba side, because all that psychological damage from close game on Cobble to now taking the lead could certainly play a part, but pistols are still deadly. They've actually whittled down the numbers quite significantly, and Akor's got his hands on an AK as well. 3-on-2 that Team Dosia need to recover, and Legia will do well to at least stabilize the numbers.
This is already a phenomenal round for the CTs. They just got that little bit sweeter. The picked up AKs now been used against Legia. And on the approach, Kassad's taking bullets left and right, knows where these last two CTs are, but that's really only half the battle, because he has to try and pick and choose, divide and conquer the two of them. Is moving up, giving his back across to the ramp side, but still spins in and takes the kill on Cat. And then changes his aggression onto Akor. A beautiful clutch from Kassad on 5 HP.
But they have actually gone with a rather fast pace in a number of these rounds, and it's certainly been catching Team Loba out.
Oh, absolutely. I think mixing up the pace has been so important, because it makes them respect every round. They can't get too aggressive. They can't take their eye off the prize, because it may be a rush round. And in this one, Dosia may have been found, but Loba's also gone down. One of the heavy hitters on the side of the CTs. Trades back and forth as Henry's woes continue. He's having a struggle right now on the A site. Feels like he's being shot from all angles. With the AK and a smoke and flash, maybe he can pull this one out of the embers. It's a labored spray, though, and Cap will punish him.
Going into that final day of group stage play, but they have come here to play, and they may just have stolen away a crazy half here against Team Loba, but this round won't start the way they want it to. Already down a man, and Kassad will get spammed through the smoke. Henry had one death similar to that earlier in this half, so a little bit of reciprocity. Cat getting overwhelmed by Victoria, and there will be a trade back by Victoria in at ramp, but now a 1-on-3 presented to her. Another ace will have to maybe grace our screens.
Going up into the heavens. Dropping down, and has been spotted, but Loba unable to connect the kill. Fake comes out. They nearly lined up for Victoria, but it is going to go the way of Loba. 9-6 the score. Watching though on the vents, and that's from the T's perspective. Letney's already forced his way down here. And now on the ramp side, Dosia comes back around the corner, taking down one. Victoria's there alongside him. An exquisite turn of events.
Nowhere is safe. That's the problem. You want to try and escape into hut or at least into lobby, but you can see this quick flank. Dosia, Legia able to find a couple kills a pop, and Loba has control of this A bomb site, has to clutch again, and he may just do so. Has to ace for Team Loba if he wants to take this pistol round away, but they're sticking to defuse. They're trying to keep him at bay and keep him at distance, but he runs down Legia, and Victoria has to come off of it, but Victoria lands the shot. This time the ace will be denied, and Team Dosia take the pistol. That's why you often don't see teams go for second round force buys. They can brute force. If they can pry bar in, that would be great, and Loba will act as that tool to break into the A bomb site. Cat as well, the kill outside. A 3-on-5. Legia is going to get wrapped from multiple different angles, and Cat makes sure he doesn't even really have a straight on clean duel. Dosia scrambles into the site, but finds zilch. Refresh does actually find a lineup on the FAMAS, and finds a third kill as well. A ridiculous sequence of events here for Refresh, but it will be cut short by Akor. Not too much sound as soon as he got flashed off that angle. If he did, they would certainly run him down, and Letney will actually pull a nade, and that's a free kill that Dosia will anticipate. Dosia, in fact, finishing off business onto Loba, who'd been spammed earlier on, but now Cat will capitalize on the same punishment that Dosia dealt himself and try and meet up with him, but they actually divert. They go towards heaven, and Legia is sharp with it.
Oh, there's a knife in there, I think, from a teammate, and the HE on top of it. That's a horrible turn of events, especially as Legia's now removed the head of Cat. This is self-inflicted. He probably won't live to tell the tale. Kassad goes for a peek. He heard the door open. Henry's come off the bomb. This is valuable time. 7 seconds left. Henry has to go for it. And now Kassad can just run straight onto the site. Even if Henry gets the plant down, he is going to be found and fragged straight afterwards. Oh, once again, it falls upon the very capable shoulders of Loba and Akor. They have to share the burden together, and they'll do just that in tandem, in tag team. They take 2 heads, clean off. So this will put more pressure on the Heaven player. Meanwhile, Loba goes in, sprays in, he's fully flashed, but Akor helps him out. This is exquisite teamwork from Team Loba. A 3v5. And I think we've seen Loba try and deal with that as much as possible, going from the lurk, the information gatherer, to the raw entry fragger, and it's not worked out at all. They ran into a barrage of bullets. And Team Dosia looking good to put the final nail in the coffin of this round. Acor, though, is going to keep the Dream alive on 61 HP. And he does have the bomb as well, so this should be a post-plant on the B site. Already on 31 frags. 1 kill in this round, and maybe about to pull off a 4K. Playing with his food a little bit. They're going in for the defuse, and Acor comes out second best as Kassad was already peering straight onto double doors. Victoria's just waiting. Gonna throw that smoke down the second she spots any players. They're gonna try and push through on her. And she backs away. Gets the second chance, does a lot of damage, but also takes just as much, and Cat goes in for 2. Molly down onto the vents as well. Dosia's watching the cross. But Acor removes the threat of Kassad. This round has suddenly just gone completely out of control in favor of Loba, but there's that man again, Dosia with a double kill. It may not be good enough as he's going to fall down to the hands of Letny. Molotov down at the left side. He'll be afforded the passage of getting through onto the ramp already, and this other angle is going to catch Letny off guard. It's down to Henry now. There is no kit, but it's down just behind the vents. But that's not going to favor Lagira at all, who gets caught with a flash out. Dynamic in terms of all 5 players, but individually we haven't seen one player like really step up, and maybe this is that moment. Maybe Refresh is going to get a second wind. Oh, the gap in the smoke from Refresh. That's so dirty, and Letty had no idea.
But Acor's been left to his own devices. If he can hunt down a frag, this round could certainly open up. Only one player actually situated on the A site, but Refresh holding in a door siphons off that bomb. So now it comes down to Henry about whether he can get that bomb back on his shoulders or not. In fact, dealing with Refresh may just do one better. Dosia takes his place instantly, but Henry's surrounded. There are players all over the shop, and Acor's so split from the bomb. A 1-on-3 with this AWP, and so far, Team Loba have had more success bursting into the A-bomb site, but look at the aggression here from the CTs. Victoria's AWP will strike first, and that's the AWP on Acor drop to Loba, trying to make up for lost territory, lost resources, but will lose his life as well. So now a 5-on-3 again in favor of Team Dosia.
Refresh with the off angle as well. We haven't seen him play this particular one. This may catch Letny off guard. The shadow betrays him around the corner, and Refresh will not miss that opportunity. 2 players left, make it 1. Cat in a 1 versus 5, and Kassad puts the nail in the coffin to secure the first map. A very impressive performance from Team Dosia. Let's see what they have in store. They're going to have to try and bypass some of the aggression that's coming through now, at least. And Loba comes out second best against Kassad. There was also a bit of an assist in from Dosia, letting the meanwhile from the back of boxes is putting down a little bit of pain and misery. But Acor comes through with 3 clicks with the USP, spots Dosia, knows he's in sandwich, and not able to finish it off by himself as he pulls out the knife.
Either which way, that gap is mitigated by a re-smoke. They actually aggress onto the B-bomb side. That's where Henry is getting caught in transition. Lagia pacing so well out of the site, but they don't actually cover him for the plant. Acor actually getting so much distance inside, but Lagia did not commit to the full bomb plant. Rifle of Loba will at least strike and whittle down those numbers down to a 2-on-2, but that smoke is going to make things a little bit more awkward. They're doubled up on short.
So the grenades in, back away, wait for that smoke to clear. Now the spray is good from Letny. Lagia burning, has to come out to the open, but be careful what you wish for, as he does connect the dots on the first player. Letny against Lagia. 2 coaches butting heads. Who will prevail? The bomb planted for Lagia. Lots of damage and finishes off the 1v2.
Click banners below or use one of the chat commands. Doesn't really matter, but this is a buy from Team Loba, and you can see they're trying to change up their approach. Very aggressive through a ramp, and we'll go 1-for-1, but barreling out of Palace. Henry can get nothing with this 5-7. Acor at least does counter kill onto a 3-on-3, but they have deep CT control. The problem is that bomb hasn't made the same transition. In fact, standing her ground and planting the bomb, sitting on top of default is Victoria, but will be dealt with as well. So a man advantage for the post plant.
But already half of that fuse is ticked away. Additionally, Refresh and Kassad both in decent positions. And Acor gets splatted from Refresh. Letny, though, returns a favor onto Kassad. That Molotov is going to connect onto the site. I think that's going to stop the defuse. It's going to burn alive. Casting it off there. And Refresh will clutch.
The A-bomb site could see siege. You could see Letny making his way over, but the flash for Refresh to creep out Con. There's not going to be anybody that really takes that first contact. Lobax actually from distance finds 2, and Henry as well will activate from underbout. So they've lost a series of players rather quickly. Lagia as well getting flashed up, and Dosia will do his best work with the deagle. Does find one, and Legia answers back as well. They know Henry is situated under Balk, but it's all about whether they anticipate a secondary player on this bomb site as well. Letney's made his way over, and you can see Legia hard swinging for this duel. AWP does strike, but Cat swings out as well. Again, it is sort of trial by committee, and right now, Team Dosia are doing a good job of spreading out those kill distributions. I mean, Henry, not expecting them to just walk through the palace smoke. Refresh is doing a whole lot for this team, and even catching Cat as well. A triple for Refresh. He's supposed to be the distraction. This isn't the intended target. The A site isn't where they want to go with that bomb, but how is Loba to know?
To find out whether it's Buster or Oni Pixel that will be facing the winner of this one. But speaking of the man himself, he's going to deliver again down mid, and this time it's onto a boosted Letney. Eiko around the corner though will punish him, but Dosia from Palace will strike.
Henry getting abused on this A bomb site as well. Had some good impact earlier on, but again, this wasn't a full investment here from Team Loba, just saving what they had, and Acor actually moving through that smoke and trading to the AK as well to try and apply more pressure. Hits the headshot immediately. It's rifles, it's AWPs. It doesn't matter what he has in his hands. He has to ace clutch if Loba want a chance. And he has certainly been damn good this map so far. Flash over, trying to get this isolated fight on. Legia hits the shot on Victoria, and that was swift.
It's a rush, and Letney's going to be tested. And he will fail that test. KaZad puts the bullet into the skull, and now Legia behind the smoke with the Mac 10. Gonna throw a molly as well. Very well played. Stalling, wasting a lot of time. Of course, this being the last round of the half means that Loba and his troops have got to make a move in. In fact, it's going to be without their captain because he's already on the sidelines. And it's a massacre. It's an easy round in the end, and a pretty straightforward half as well, all things considered. Dosia leads 10-5.
See whether Loba can at least get the pistol round to bridge that gap and make this more contested, really threaten Team Dosia here. KaZad under balcony gets overwhelmed. 3 players offered themselves up, but not a single headshot hit. And Legia, small gap in the smoke. Dosia, if he gets this kill, could certainly turn the tide. Legia will take that chance to actually move through the smoke and jungle, but Acor's watching for that. Counter kills each and every way, but a 2-on-3 made 2-on-2 quickly by Refresh, but only momentarily. Victoria, a 1-on-2 made 1-on-1. Now it's just Acor sitting at the back of CT spawn and trying to find the right opportunity to strike. Doesn't have a kit available on Victoria and pulls her off of the defuse. Acor has to hit this shot nice and swift, and he'll take the jiggles and he'll hit the tap. Scroll down. I know you've got the mechanics to click a couple buttons. Go check them out. They're running some good stuff right now for the esports scene, as well as the start of this new year with this content and this tournament. Good opening kill from Team Dosia, but Team Loba find an opener right back over towards A, and they can get that bomb planted swift.
Oh, that's a big kill. That's a massive kill. Dosia, though, is at least going to even the odds again, but the fact that Refresh, the heavy hitter, is gone. Now Loba in the smoke, alongside Henry, putting down bodies. Dosia, last man standing. Has experience in spades, but what he doesn't have is the knowledge that Loba was hiding in the back.
B on anchor rolls, he got overrun. He went A on anchor rolls, he also got overrun. So they were trying to abuse him. Great shot by Legia. Uh-oh. Oh my, what?
Oh, stop, Refresh. You're playing with their souls, their hearts. They think they're getting back into this, and he just rips off 2 heads. This is a pistol round, and now it's a 5v2. Not a single casualty. Henry is going to get 1. He anticipates a play to push around the back. That's going to be the case. It's Dosia, and he will put him out. May not even need to kill, may just need to tag, but he misses his chance, and Letney punishes him. Molotov down into the kitchen area is going to stop any fast rotation coming in, but Refresh bypasses it. That Deagle's now getting close, but Henry G up on the van is putting the bullets down range, and they've pulled off a 2v5 clutch. Up close in a shadow position. Additionally, Victoria is there to lend them a helping hand. It's a trade back and forth, but it's Refresh that pulls the trigger first for the CTs. Victoria just needs to stay alive at this point. Wait for the rest of the CTs to arrive. HE damage is coming through with a Molotov behind it, and now Cat needs to clutch. 2 kills go her way. It's the 2 female pros playing against one another. Well, Victoria has the advantage in terms of HP. Now it's a post plant, which will force that AWP into an awkward position to try and play aggressively. She's on 7 kills right now against the 12 of Cat, and Cat's going to extend to a 13 with a 1v3 clutch. Oh no.
Oh no! That should have been a sitter, a free frag, and that would have spun the round entirely on its head. But now they're getting kills left and right here, Team Loba. Refresh trying his best to answer back at least slightly, but Loba keeps getting caught without his gun out, and that's the bomb dropped on short.
Yeah, I think they got baited because Legia pushed out on B. They assumed that B was open. Like, no, they wouldn't play two plays there. So he ran through expecting a free plant. Victoria says no, repels the second player as well, completely catching them unaware. And now she's repositioning. Timing, though, could work against her as she peeks around the corner and gets punished, but there's Dosia. So the bomb is a poison chalice. Whoever picks it up ends up going the way of extinction, and Dosia shots Henry down in the back. Minimal damage as well. There was a dink, but it must have been through the wall because Henry only loses 8 HP. Echo drops down, takes the head of Legia. The audacity, the cheek of the man to try and pull that one off, and he nearly got both kills. He's going to draw away a couple of rotations, though, and that's going to allow them to divide through middle. And Loba deals a fatal blow to Victoria. Dosia, who's posted up in the past, is next to refresh. Labored Spray is able to yield one, but no more. Oh, big kill. That's going to play hell with rotations. Additionally, Loba's starting to make a move over on the A side. He's really trying to sell this fake. He's throwing a molly, he's throwing a smoke. Keeping those two CTs interested over. As you've highlighted, this is going to be a B hit. Legia, though, spray is good. Double spray down onto the oncoming T's. 35 seconds left. Bomb gets spilled down, but now Akor's going to show his hand over on Catwalk and the AK. Well, it does actually connect it, but it was through the wall, so minimal damage inflicted. And I'll stop Henry for going for the plant. Akor again. A 4K on for the ace. 32 kills to his name. Victoria is living on borrowed time, has the right idea, doesn't deny the ace just yet, though. Misses the shot. NiKo will punish her with all 5 kills.
Every opportunity that Dosia had to answer back was a missed one. Akor now pulls out the AWP, and that may be a mistake. Kassad's close with the mag, and they didn't anticipate that.
Kills back and forth, though. Dosia, once again, showing that he and his team have a lot of resilience, a lot of grit. Now, but never truly out. And Dosia with a double spray. Deagle into AK. It's rough. There's no two ways about it from Team Low, but this is a round they're going to want to forget real quick. But Dosia is loving life right now. AK out from Henry. Gonna try and take the initiative. Gets one, but traded straight back. A lot of movement around this smoke. Refresh knows someone's up close, but he can't quite find that angle. And it must be so frustrating for Refresh to then get picked from top of middle. No one's there to help him out either. Maybe he overstayed his welcome and overextended. And Legia is at least going to keep things even, but only for a few moments. Team Loba has taken the advantage again. Victoria.
They landed a little bit heavier. That could have been the end of her. Legia's flank. Now they'll see activation. Henry's not watching for it, but they're in post plants where they're not exactly anticipating all the spots. Legia has it all to do, and he gets both. Neither of the T's were looking his direction. Both backs offered up, and that prize opened the round. And he's playing it patient, playing it cool. Could ace this as well. Back for the squad. And the first is there, but Legia denies. A 4K from the coach of Team Dosia. Goes to show as well how frequently the Team Dosia team have been flanking on CT retakes. It has not been frequent at all. So just not anticipating such a long wrapping move. Good start to this round here from Akor. Legia up close. Actually wins the fight with the USP. Support from Refresh at distance.
Oh, and then dunks Cat afterwards.
Oh, God. Goes from bad to worse.
It's another post plant, but Dosia once again has his troops in an advantageous position. Spray from Akor, not yielding either kill. Bit of damage inflicted. 2 of the 3 players are low, but Letney again in another clutch situation. 2 rounds back to back on the A site post plant. Will this fare better for him? The bomb's not planted ideally for his position, but he's bypassed that Molotov. There's some smoke down, and it's going to deal with the molly that came in. It's going to allow safe passage for another defuse. Another successful retake for Team Dosia. Let's see if that curse of Akor's orb continues, because he's got that in his hands again, as you mentioned. Jump peeking, no connector control prevalent for the CTs. They'll know this. They do have Refresh up close. But he's gone down to the hands of Loba. And now they can turn their attention over onto the B side of the map where they're already congregating. Victoria, though, with the second kill. This time it's Akor that's found, and Letney slightly off on the timing. If he runs straight in, Victoria, I think she was turning to shield a rise from the flashbang, but the timing was so bad. And now Legia is able to stand his ground. Henry's next up to the plate, and he delivers a big headshot. It's 2-on-2, and it's going to be a post plant more than likely, but Loba's getting close to the kitchen. He can hear the footsteps. He knows a player is here. It's about that second player they're not sure on just yet. And that's going to be up from the catwalk side. Kassad takes that flash straight to the face, gives his position away. Dosia is trying to brute force his way out the kitchen side, and Loba is biding his time. He's waiting for both players. Has he waited too long, though? 1 HP left for Kassad against 36 of Loba. Loba goes down to Kassad. It's heartbreak again.
A very forward move here by the T's, and I think Dosia just narrowly spotted. Acor wants to hunt him down, but knows it's likely being held. Oh, never mind. Smoke by Victoria gives up the position, and Acor capitalizes. Henry as well, I think, just caught a whiff of an aggressive move over at ramp, but Loba's been dealt with, so a prong to the assault dispatched.
Timing so rough, but Dosia is going to pre-fire and spam down Acor. Player advantage remains in favor of Loba. HE on CT, significant damage. Legia gets aggressive out onto Con, but he's been thwarted. And now Kassad with another clutch, but there's too many players. And we are going to head to OT again. Loba picking up the pace. Molotov down onto the ramp. Victoria is out in the open, but Dosia's there. There's a perfectly timed flashbang. Dosia calls Victoria supplies. Means that Dosia, the momentum they picked up towards the end of regulation, may carry over. And this round certainly has been a gimme so far. Acor, though, connects onto Victoria, albeit at the cost of 50 HP, and then goes in again. 29 health left, but he's equalized the odds all by himself.
Hard spot to find a multi-frag in, but if you can dance around the bomb site long enough, you could find some reinforcements. Legia is hesitant, and so is Dosia. They've gone for information over at A. Steps being made, and Cat's been found, so that AWP does strike. But Acor will now pin him in position. If he oversteps even slightly, the AWP should strike right back. Acor trying to dodge flashes, and actually sitting inside the smoke. Could have actually gone for the knife there. Refresh to not only to complete the challenge, but deny the plant, but it won't be. 2-on-1. Loba dealt with by the nade, and Acor trying to dance around this bomb site. That smoke that's down offers so much cover, and I think Refresh just spotted him, but Acor answers before he can react. Reload has to come out. 5 bullets used, and Dosia has him pinned in position. The captain will clutch back, and Dosia will get the first on the CT side. And they will look to try and converge and capitalize on this A site, this time with a secondary player right behind Loba, creeping around the smoke. I don't think Cat actually saw, but actually spotted the gun barrel. Acor makes sure his teammate does not fall. Dosia playing in front of the smoke, and his play is not anticipated at all. Back to 2-on-2 again, but Loba makes sure that advantage is clutched back by his squad.
Molotov down onto Firebox. That could be damage inflicted to Henry with a HE on top of it. 1 HP becomes 0. 2 grenades seal the deal on Henry G, but he has no idea where Loba is. Picks up the rifle. Can now run and gun this one. Loba may get overzealous, assuming that the AWP's still in play, and Refresh sprays him down. Is it yet another clutch? Refresh, you got to defuse there, Chief. And he's got a bit of BM there as well. He's got enough time. He's got the clutch in. He's got the mind games. And he's got a 17-15 lead for Dosia.
But not known most for his fragging, has been playing fantastically this series. Oh my, what?
What a shot.
Victoria was partial blinded.
The tag. It's Cat this time. Missed shot from Refresh. Loba's making moves, but Cat's now been finished off. 20 seconds to go. They're going to decide that A site needs to be pressed on. Victoria doesn't need to kill everybody. Just needs 1 frag. That should be enough. Connects onto Henry. 13 seconds left. But Letney does have the rotation. It's labored, but gets the second headshot. Pivots in for the fraggle to Legia out of nowhere. And our Refresh has to try and clutch again. Letney's just behind him. Does get the first. HP in favor of Loba, his 3rd 1v1. Surely he won't lose again. And expect to see some BM if he does frag Refresh. In fact, he's not going to be allowed the chance because it's the end of the OT. I'm sure he would have sprayed into him afterwards if he had the chance. Legia taking point, going in first. Frags exchanged. Legia comes out second best, but it's 2 for 2 on the scoreboard right now. Another trade. Cat's still alive, but they know that she's behind the bench, and the off spray is going to cost her a life. But now Loba has the chance. He has the crosshair on point. Surely Loba is going to put this one to bed, and there it is. When it does, Victoria, joined by a teammate, going to be there laid in wait. It's going to be Legia. Flash into the peak. Legia fully blinded, and that's the bomb as well. Exquisite take of ramp.
The perfect call. And with the fact that that bomb is dropped, it's going to leave a lot on Dosia's shoulders in terms of creating more opportunities. Flash over Con, refresh will try and make use of it alongside Dosia, and they do get the kill onto Loba up close, but Acor at distance and has Letni alongside him. Acor even thinning the numbers further, and Kassad can't get the trade.
Onto the connector side. Acor now knows it stands to reason. It's going to be a hit, uncharacteristic miss. On 47 kills, could be landing a 50 by the end of this game, but it's not going to happen in this round at least. Refresh pivots in from the backside on connector, and then flashes up and over onto the CT boxes. That buys up enough time for a post plan to take shape. And now Henry G comes in with the AWP of all weapons, all the way from the catwalk side. He has eyes trained onto the site, making sure no rotations back from the site are available to the T's, but no one is home. Leggy is posted up just outside of Palace, has the perfect angle for this, and because no one's dealt with jungle just yet, that could be the ace up the sleeve. Or perhaps not, because they smoked off Victoria. The bomb is still ticking away, and they're going for the defuse, and amongst the smoke, Victoria has to connect this, or it's going to be a full defuse. Oh, heartbreak again, Yumi.
He's winning rounds regardless of what weapon he has in hand, and Loba's team will be tested on this T side with Dosia taking a CT start, but they want to be very assertive to kick things off. Kassad running it down with his teammates and finding both the kills that he needs to, but Henry's finding counters and trying to equalize and stabilize, but they can't do it. Can Letni at a man disadvantage, and Letni actually choose it right back. So
that's why they're sticking together. It does mean, though, that Victoria may very well get the drop on them. I think she's pushing into Apps right now. This could be a disaster. And she walks head first straight into Cat. Loba now in a fantastic position in this post plant.
Legia 1-on-2, and he certainly had a standout performance on Mirage as well. Good nade to weaken Cat even further, but inside the bomb site, Letni has coverage in from deep pit.
Now looking to explode outside of middle past those grenades, but Victoria has the angle. The flash is good, but Victoria just pulls the trigger. Missing the second shot, that could be costly because it allows an AK to trade hands. And this would be such a brutal loss if Dosia let this one slip. Dosia is going to take the first point of call. They don't realize the second player there. And Kassad punishes with 3. They line up for him. Doing a good job of stalling this push, though. That's a good HG tossed in. Cat dropped to about half HP, but Letni making the most of that. The lurk smoke will afford him safe passage from the balcony. They're going to run head to head, and Dosia comes out second best. A weakened Cat still comes out swinging. And Victoria straight into the AWP, boosting up, looking for an angle, but Victoria hasn't budged. Problem with this spot, though, is it's very susceptible to getting flashed or jump peek from Acor. Run boost into the headshot, and that site has capitulated.
Awkward spot. Dosia still trying to throw some presence over. Acor's actually hunting for him over top of the smoke. So escaping will be very difficult here for Dosia. Okay, that's not the way I thought he'd die, but
because he's had a bit of a slow start. His 3 kills were all exit frags. They're all trying to save. Oh, there's the answer to the question. Max 7 just rammed straight in the face of Letni, and Victoria will be able to yield the kill. Maybe this is the comeback that we were looking for. However, Loba is still very much a threat because we still have players with deagles. We still have enough firepower on the side of Loba to make a go of this one, but that flash is perfection, and Legia obliges with 2 deagle headshots.
Orchestrated over, 3 over at the arches, but if they lose that B player, that's Legia overstepping his bounds. They can reinvestigate on Team Loba. Oh, what?
Oh, okay. Okay, Refresh, he's woken up. As soon as it clears, it would seem. He's already up close. Victoria has the angle, different angle this time from the CT side. May get one, can fall back, takes a dink, but not too bad. She's got the advantage they were looking for on the site, and Kassad is looking to try and pick up the pieces. There's a flash from Henry G. Won't really affect Victoria, but there is the spray. Henry G still in with a chance to wind back the years with 25 seconds. Flashbang up and over. Still 100% of his health maintains, but he's against Refresh and Dosia. 2 dangerous adversaries, and Henry is going to miss out on his chance.
Dink. Kassad just an inch of his life, but dealt with, and Refresh has to be the one that throws a spanner in the works. 4 players coming his direction. First player dealt with, and Henry drops right into an opportunity. 3-on-3, this bomb can get down.
Yeah, it's definitely going to get planted. It's just, can he actually escape afterwards? Because there's 2 players that are watching him. That's a Mac 10 for Henry. Victoria at range with the M4. M4 puts it down range, devastatingly strong effect, but Henry does come out with the Mac 10, and there's Letney as well. He's one of those players that's very good at holding angles. Assad has him in a cross. What a shot from Cat that is. And patience proving to be a virtue in the very capable hands of Dosia. Nearly gets 2. Cat on 4 HP though, gets yet another entry. Really coming alive here on Inferno. To be fair, Nuke, we already mentioned, really isn't a map that she plays much at all in her respective team. And now Victoria and Refresh have the arduous task of trying to crack back into the side, but that's a huge pick. Considering the low HP bars here, Yumi, this is winnable.
All about whether they can find Cat and dispatch of her quickly. They've got a decent crossfire inside of the site, but Letney can certainly pull his weight. It's been phenomenal all tournament, and Cat will cover the push. Victoria will track down Cat at the very end, but there is no time, no chance, and she will most certainly die with the bomb, if not for the headshot from Letney instead.
Speak of the man.
Wow, great.
Lovely double there for Victoria. Especially as their backs are against the wall so early on. Henry G and Cat, 50 seconds to play with, going to be playing together in tandem. Making moves up on the arches. Good entry frag from Henry. And they decide...
This smoke is not great. He can actually duck into grave if they're not too careful. Scope as well from Victoria, I imagine, will distract them. Henry turns his attention and actually takes a tag. 3 HP, what remains, and Victoria will finish off business. But Refresh finds nothing from the pit, so it's a Cat 1-on-3 that's presented, and the nade doesn't do enough, but Victoria's head is plucked out. Legia, long flank in from deep banana, and making his way up middle. Cat seems very privy to the idea, inserts herself at the back of the bomb site, and Legia doesn't have the most amount of time to play with. No kit either, and Cat has his number. Another round, another clutch, and this time it's Cat to pull it off.
Now they may be able to get a backstab onto one of these players, but they still need to transition that bomb. And if Kassad can pick up the bomb carrier of Letney, it's an absolute disaster. Dosia in the meanwhile though, at range puts down a core. What a strange round this has been so far.
If Kassad goes through this smoke, he could actually just get away, but no. Smoke fades and Letney gets a freebie shot in the back by ex-teammates, and that means Letney can get his bomb over towards the A bomb site. They bypass them completely, and this is a round that surely feels lost. Great post plants. Legia does look out for it. Cat actually flubbing her lines, and Henry's on low HP, so still feasible. But Legia has to do a lot of the heavy action and does find Henry as well. Letney firmly on the bomb site and will be able to stand tall on this site, just ducking himself away. Legia tried to tap, but Letney does not fall foul. It will be an 11th for Team Loba. Great spot for Cat to be holding for the A rotate, but missing her chances. Acor was tagged to low HP as well, so he vacates rather quickly. The rest of the team are en route towards this A bomb site, but it's a split that they're trying to attempt, going through CT spawn and trying to deal with and siphon the potential rotates back to A. They had no idea which of these sites was under siege, but Letney goes unchecked in at the new box, and they can't get this plant down. Victoria has to come off of it. Legia and her trying to crunch in, and they will succeed.
Double stack on the close boxes. I'm not sure that Molly will actually extend fully, and they may get caught off by this. You don't anticipate 2 players to be here. If they do their due diligence and check the second angle, no, they don't, and it's to their detriment. As Letney just sprays them down, perforates with the SMG. You've got to check those angles. And considering the situation right now in this game, that's not going to be good enough. Dosia finds the easy kill onto Henry. It's labored, but he gets it done eventually. And Letney's been mollied out as well. Spray is not quite there for Letney, and there's enough. No, there's not enough time. No. I think he started it too late. Oh, Dosia, what have you done?
10 chances, 10 in a row needed from Team Dosia to force an overtime. And while their T sides have been good, starting at man deficits is unideal. Victoria dealt with in the opening stages of this round.
Maybe some desperation creeping in, and NiKo gets the collateral through on apps. Through the smoke will protrude Legia's position, but Letney can't make the most of it. There's still 4 players left. They've got the bomb down in middle as well, and they're also going for a flank. This feels like it's the beginning of the end. The Loba's about to put down Dosia for good in this tournament. Refresh has been taken off the board. Legia, last man standing, all the way around the back of the B side. The people he's up against, their health bars It's looking like this is a bridge too far for him. He'll try his best to climb over there, but he's thwarted by Loba, and they've secured their spot in the grand finals after a really tight series.